life is like a tapestry. If you separate the threads, it doesn't mean much. But if you put them together in a particular format, we will see a beautiful work of art. I think life is the same way. We all have many talents. Everyone has 24 hours in a day. Now, how many days and weeks and months and years we each have depends on our karma. But for now, everyone has 24 hours. And I trust the sun will shine tomorrow. Now, what we make of today is going to make a difference. I believe that we have a physical body and we have a spiritual body. When that is out of sync, we suffer. In Buddhism, there is an idea called the Four Noble Truths. One of the noble truths is ill-being. Another noble truth is well-being. Now, you can't have well-being without ill-being. We can't have light without darkness. The Yin and Yang idea of the Tao tells us that there are two parts to everything. We can't meditate unless we have noise. We wouldn't need to meditate unless there was a lot of noise and turbulence around us. And we won't need to breathe in unless we had to breathe out. And we don't need to work hard unless we have desires for other things. So everything has an up and a down, and how do we manage to stay away from the distress that causes us ill-being and turn that energy into eustress that makes us happy? If we've never known sadness, we would never know joy. One of the things I have learned is if the day is going horribly, one thing I can do is to stop. Well, the train is going crazy in the wrong direction. You have to stop the train before you redirect the train. So the first step is to stop it. Make yourself pause. Be still for a moment. And then take a moment to convert that energy to be grateful for the opportunity to suffer. Now, it sounds very weird. Why would we want to suffer? Well, we don't necessarily choose to want to suffer, but if we embrace the suffering rather than resist the suffering, we allow the suffering to pass through us rather than hit us in the face. I think if you watch a few Kung Fu movies, you will see that in martial arts, you don't have to be a large person to be able to defend yourself. You just have to know how to go with the flow. So if we sit still and think about this wonderful opportunity to flip that energy of suffering into energy of joy, you will turn that anxiety into gratefulness. Now, I've learned that what is most useful to know is that we can only experience one feeling at a time. The difference between emotion and feeling, I'd just like to explain a little bit. Emotion is energy in motion. We are alive because we have this chi energy. And this chi energy moves in different directions. How it manifests gives us the outcome of our experience, how we feel. It can be in the positive side, it can be the negative side. We have still the same amount of chi, and we can choose to say, well, I can spend a lot of this energy sitting here worrying about stuff, or I can flip the switch and take the same energy into being excited about stuff. The idea of meditation is to take a pause from the craziness of the day, however way it's going. things we have to deal with cause us to feel a certain way. If you like it, if you don't like it, that too shall pass. Just you know that the sun will set, the sun will rise. But actually the sun didn't move. I mean, under current beliefs in physics, the sun didn't move. We moved. So if you just hold that idea and translate it to the time will pass, the experience will also come to pass. Whether it's good or bad, that too should come to pass. So what is the difference between the energy we hold within us and the feeling we experience? That's what's going to determine whether we have a smiley face or we don't have a smiley face. So the notion of meditation is we pause. Now, some different people have different ideas of what meditation is. Some people say, oh, I'm going to meditate on it, and you close your eyes and you shut out all the other issues, and then you bring this huge pot of problems as you close your eyes. I want to solve this, I want to solve that, and then I have to bless this person and bless that person, and you get so very busy, right? That's not meditation. That's called problem solving. You are still cognitively processing your current issues. But if you really want to meditate, meditation is when you pause. I'm not a musician, but I believe there's a music notation. It looks like an eye. It's like a semicircle with a dot. It's a fermata, isn't it? When life carries you away, you have to say, stop it. Let us pause for a moment. And in meditation, what you really want to do is to stop thinking. Be quiet. And one of the techniques in meditation, the first step is to just close your eyes and be quiet. And notice your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. My idea of coining the phrase T0 is to be in the moment. So as you are meditating, as you begin to meditate, you close your eyes and you be in that moment. And how do you do that? You do that by paying attention to your breathing. Notice you're breathing in and notice you're breathing out. When you're focused on that, your mind is fully engaged on just being there. So you're telling all your cognitive monkeys in your brain that's so busy, the Buddhist people call that monkey mind. You tell your monkey mind to, hey, everyone, be quiet. If you go in and out and just breathe and focus on that, you're being in the moment already. The world around you quiets, and all the chattering monkeys are taking a nap. Now, is there life after breathing in meditation? Of course there is. As you become calm and quiet, and you stop thinking about all the things that bother you, now you take it to the next step. You imagine you take your consciousness outside your body and you notice yourself. That's the second step called witnessing. As you sit here breathing in and out, noticing how good it feels, just breathing in and out. After a while you'll be grateful. Oh my goodness, I'm actually still breathing. Isn't that wonderful? I am still alive and breathing in this moment. Let me treasure this moment. Now you take your consciousness and you step out of your body and you imagine that you are outside your body and you're looking at yourself. How many times do you look at yourself? Now you become your own mirror. It's not a moment to judge yourself. There's nothing good or bad, pretty or ugly about it. You're just being there. almost like saying hi to yourself. It's been a while since I've been here with you. And learn to witness and be a companion to yourself. Just sit there. As you enjoy the quiet in being the moment with yourself, you're witnessing yourself. So you continue to witness yourself and you continue to be aware of yourself. Students of hypnosis will know that you have put yourself in a state of trance already. As you enjoy that space of alpha consciousness, you can also bring your consciousness back into your person and integrate your spiritual self with your physical body. And now you feel aligned with yourself. And this is the moment where you want to appreciate and be truly grateful that you're still alive. And if you haven't liked yourself before, now's a good time to start. This moment. That is a very good start to meditation. And you don't have to bring into your consciousness all the problems you need to solve. When I say I want to meditate on that, it simply means I'm going to go into this empty space. And if it is appropriate for me to find a solution, I don't have to look for it, because I have allowed myself to have this void or emptiness, this blank canvas. The solutions will come to me when I return to beta consciousness. So the real purpose, as I know it, I know different people have different ideas, is to use whatever techniques that suit you to reach the space of emptiness, so that this is the sacred space during which God speaks to you. Most people are very engaged in prayer. Prayer usually involves us asking for something. To me, prayer is a moment when we talk to God. Dear God, give me. We are grateful. We say, thank you for this, and now I want this, and I want you to give me this, and that, and deliver it in this. And we micromanage God. So to me, meditation is when we truly trust by being quiet and leaving everything out there. And I mean God in a very universal sense. I'm not speaking to any religious beliefs. You're just opening the space and laying it on the table. And trust that if it is appropriate for you to arrive at a creative solution, it will happen. All you have to do is bring it to the table. Don't keep it in your mind and say, oh, I've got to do this now, I've got to do this now, I've got to do this now. I know that some time ago I've taught when you're in meditation, you can also clear your energies by imagining a ray of light coming from above and flushing you through the top of your head and flushing through your whole consciousness and flushing out all fears and negative feelings. Do that by all means if it suits you, but after that, be quiet. Don't process anymore. Don't bring any more equations for solving. Just leave it hang and it will come to you. When we are in beta consciousness, in day-to-day, our brains are so busy. But when we quiet ourselves, we get to a state of alpha consciousness. It's that same bandwidth of consciousness where you feel really lovely just before you want to get out of bed and you want to just slap the alarm clock because it's such a lovely dreamy state. Or just before you fall asleep. And it's like, oh, it's so lovely, and you don't even want to fall asleep, but you're falling asleep. We go through that cycle of alpha consciousness at least twice a day, unless you go to a boring lecture, and your professor is so boring, and you say a prayer, oh God, please get me out of here. And you zoom out into a daydreaming state. There you have it, you're meditating, you've zoned out. The meditation is when we take ourselves to this moment. I call it a sacred space. Every one of us have that sacred space. It's just that we don't access it because we're so busy day in, day out, having to process so many things. We have so many monkeys in our heads that they never take a nap, right? So meditation is when you put all the monkey brain, take a nap, and you find yourself visiting that sacred space within your consciousness. And you feel that you are in that sacred space. Is quiet. It's so quiet you can hear your heartbeat. It's so quiet you can hear yourself breathe. And after a while you become the breath. You're no longer aware. Just like a fish is not aware of the water in which it's swimming. And you become it. I think that is what people call a state of flow. Everyone has somehow experienced it. Some of us are aware, some of us are not. If you're an athlete, if you're in the zone, where you are the golf ball, you and the golf ball are one, or you and your motorcycle is one, or you and your art or music or whatever you're doing, that you're so engaged in it that you're no longer aware. That is your sacred space. And so we have meditative moments all day long without even needing to get in that space. But because we are so busy with so many things in our lives, we have to consciously get in that space once in a while, daily if possible, because it helps you realign your energies and it helps you choose your feeling. The idea of patience is that you don't think about time when you're in that meditative state. And sometimes you wonder, oh my gosh, 3 hours had gone by, it felt like 5 minutes. When you know that you are taking leave of time and allowing yourself to be in a sacred time-space continuum, that is meditation. Don't go into meditation with a goal. I'm going to meditate now. A Buddhist monk talked about his meditation training. So he's at the temple and the teacher said, now go meditate. And he would sit there and close his eyes tight. I'm meditating. The harder he says, the least he becomes in the zone. If you're thinking about it, you're not doing it. Meditation is the opposite of thinking. Meditation comes from a space that's not in your cognitive brain. Meditation gets into your subconscious space. And in my experience, I know that when you get there, the first time I experienced being able to sit for 3 hours in blank space, I was afraid, I was shocked, because I'm not a very patient person by nature. It's not natural for me to be patient. I learned that time doesn't matter anymore. If you think about the idea of patience, we are impatient because we want to shrink time. Patience is time reference, isn't it? You are impatient because you wanted something yesterday. And then you get frustrated. Then you get into the negative rabbit hole of being angry at other people. They didn't deliver their projects on time, and yada, 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 yada. Guess who's the common denominator? None of these people are in front of you. You created more and more and more and more anxiety. Many people I know, when we talk about politics or religion, I generally don't like to talk about it because I rather do about it than talk about it. People get very upset about certain political situations, social injustice, racial discrimination, and more and more and more things. Then they get very upset and they work themselves up in a frenzy. These discussions don't change the world. If you find yourself in a situation where you're arguing with something about something, whether you win or not doesn't matter because you're still there arguing about it, then I would suggest this is a good time to take a deep breath and stop it and get into yourself and get into that sacred space. And when you get to an empty space and you reset yourself, when you come out, now we do what I call active meditation. After you've collected yourself, you would want to say a prayer. And to me, a prayer is sending an intention. The way Buddhist people do prayers are very different from other religions. I've seen many Buddhist prayers. It starts with the word may. And now you send the intention out. And you go, may the world take the next breath in positive energy. May the world be a kinder space the next time I take a breath. May everyone who feels this vibration feel a little happier. May the world be slightly kinder. May those who have lost feel a little comforted because I'm sending out good intentions. May those who are troubled, feel a little love from me. Now, I have no control over what you can do or other people can feel, but I have full control over how I choose to feel. So after I have gone to the sacred space, I feel like I've gone to the sacred space and come back with a bunch of divine energy I can share. Many people, when they greet you, they say namaste. To me, this gesture is, I greet you with my body, I greet you with my soul, and I look to the good part of you. And so when I put my hands together, I'm sending you all my good intentions. Whatever struggles you are working on today, may they be a little less troublesome for you. Now, we don't have to go out and solve all the problems in the world. All we need is one small shift. That's why this series of chats are called Small Ideas with Big Changes. Look at my face right now. Right? What am I doing? I am sending you a smile. And notice the smiles I got back. It's pretty good return on investment, right? I send out one smile, I get many smiles back. One small shift. So let's say, for example, if you're concerned about something, your boss being nasty to you. I just don't understand. Everywhere I go, I get jerks for bosses. And they're all nasty. And so on and so forth. And because you have the power to make that shift, and because I believe that nobody is 100% bad, I may have to work harder. So right this moment, I'm going to find one good thing about this person to focus on and to be grateful for. Now, the feeling of gratefulness, of gratitude, is very, very powerful. Research has shown that people who are grateful live longer. People who are grateful are happier. People who are grateful are more successful. So how do we be grateful when we don't feel grateful? Well, all feelings are personal choices. You can choose it. Nobody can choose it for you, and nobody can tell you how to feel unless you let them. And we can, since we can only feel those emotional energies, you can't create nor destroy. So at this moment, if I have this bucket of energy, I can choose to be nasty. I can choose to be kind. Karma is a thing that happens because of cause and effect. Karma follows you all the days of your life. So if you're nasty now, it comes back to bite you. If not today, just wait. Be patient. It will come back to bite you. It really is so much easier if you just choose to be kind. It is so easy to love people we like. It takes so much more effort to love people we don't like. I was taught as a child that things that come easy and not worth having. My dad always, if you really want something worth having, you have to work at it. And when you work hard enough and you finally get it, the joy is so much more. With that, when I went to university, my friends thought I was crazy. I would choose the most difficult courses offered in my discipline. I would choose the most difficult professor. And my friend said, are you out of your mind? This is a course we avoid like the plague, and you elect to go there. And you know what? When I choose to go there, only 1 or 2 students, I get all the attention from my professors. I felt my parents worked so hard to send me to university. I'm going to get my money's worth. If it's difficult, that means probably something worth having that nobody wants to put in the effort to have. And because nobody wants to be in that class, there might be just a few students and I'm getting better instruction from my professors. That worked out very well for me because it taught me not to be afraid of effort and hard work. But I've also learned that effort needs to be appropriate to what you want it for. If you're spending a lot of time clearing the wrong jungle, it's still the wrong jungle. So you must first decide where you want to put your efforts before you put them. So coming back to how do we raise the positive consciousness? Let's say, for example, and I said I don't like to talk about religion and politics. I am going to talk about politics. The United States right now is going through a lot of turmoil. Politically, there's all kinds of craziness going on. But we also have a wonderful rising star because now we have a woman running for the White House, and there is a chance that this woman might be the first woman president. And how wonderful to finally see someone, man or woman, there's someone going into the presidential race with a brain and with guts to do something and not just talk about something. It's wonderful to see that she has a track record and a history for being a mover and a shaker and not someone who's going to hide behind, political umbrellas. How are we going to evoke change? Not all of us can go out in the street and wave a card. And I would say that instead of being all hyped up in arguments in places that nobody can hear, that doesn't go anywhere, if each one of us would go into that sacred space, that meditative space, and bring back into ourselves, each one of us, a state of calm, and then go back there and set an intention for the universe. May this country see the light and put the right people in the leadership position that take us out of this hellhole that we're in right now, because we made bad choices in the past. Don't spend a lot of time beating ourselves up for making wrong choices. Put that energy into it. Okay, that was a bad call to put this person in the White House or in whatever situation that you don't like. Let that go and say, right now at T0, what is one small change I can evoke that's going to change the world? May each and every citizen of this country and the world find a moment of quiet and in their own creative wisdom, make the right choice in November. Whether you are American or not, that choice after November is going to change the world. I'm not political, I'm practical. And I used to joke when I talk about gender differences. Women, we have perfect chromosomes. I used to say when I was a kid, if you put a woman as a head of state, any woman who's ever had a child would not send their children to die in wars, because we are nurturers, right? Yesterday I talked a little bit about a researcher who watched children play, how boys and girls play differently, little boys and girls, right? She found that when boys are playing, if one boy falls down and gets hurt, they turn, look, and the game continues. The same age group of little girls that play, if one little girl falls and scrapes her knee, the game stops. And the girls want to make sure that the girl who got hurt is okay before the game continues. It's quite telling, isn't it? They're little kids. They haven't learned a lot about politics yet or power. There's just something inherent in our DNA. It's wonderful to see now there are more and more men who have more yin energy. The people who study cosmic energies are saying that the world is changing. Right now, the young energy is dominant. There's too much firepower. There's too much violence in every form. But the cosmos are moving and changing, and we need to allow more yin energy to be on top now, to be kinder, to be more compassionate, to be nurturers. If each one of us today go out or stay home or go someplace, first center yourself, go to that meditative space, go be in touch with the universe and bring back all this positive energy and then share it somewhere. I have shared some time ago, I was on the Pacific coast at a meditation retreat, and a couple of my friends, we went up, walked out to the ocean, and the Pacific coast is beautiful in Oregon. And I said, let's do something fun. And they go, what? I said, do with me. So I took my hands and I patted the waves. Those of you, if you're near an ocean or near water, put both your hands on the surface of the water and you love on it, just like you pet somebody with love. You know, I did that little vibration. And you know, those waters were from the Pacific Ocean. That vibration is going to go to the other end of the Pacific Ocean. And if it should join with other waters, it's going to spread that love around the world. And so each of us can do that. When we find ourselves too carried away, arguing, needing to be right, and just complaining about stuff, collect all that energy and send love instead. It works with individuals. If you are at odds with someone in your life, whether it's personal or professional, go in that meditative space and find one good thing about the person. I promise you, nobody is 100% bad. There's got to be one good thing you can say about the person. Take that one good thing and expand it and say to him and say, thank you for doing this. I like that you do that. And then that moment of gratitude will change not only your life, but will change the life of the other person. How about if I take you to that space and then we will fill our consciousness with love, tap into the infinite positivity of the universe, and then our goal is to share it one little bit at a time and be patient. Sit back, find yourself a comfortable space, and gently close your eyes. And take a deep breath through your nose, fill your lungs, and gently exhale through your mouth. Breathe in and out, easily and naturally, and notice your environment becoming still. Breathe in and out. And notice how wonderful it feels to be quiet. Just be quiet. There's nothing else to do right now. Breathe in and out. You can almost hear your heartbeat. You can feel your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. And now imagine you can take your consciousness outside of your body. And now you're sitting in front of yourself. You are aware of yourself. Breathe in and out. You can say hello to yourself. It's not every day you say hello to yourself. And notice how wonderful it is to be peaceful and quiet. Breathe in and out. And now take a deep breath and bring your consciousness back into your body. And now you're inside your body. And you're aware of your breath. Breathe in and out. So lovely to be quiet inside yourself. Now feel a feeling of gratitude. I'm so grateful to be breathing. I'm so grateful to be alive. I'm so grateful to be part of this human community. And put a smile on your face. It feels good. It feels good to love myself. It feels good to love my fellow people. Breathe in and out. And now imagine a ray of light coming from above, touching you on the top of your head and connecting with your third eye, the upper dantian inside your body, and flushing through and connecting with your middle dantian behind your sternum, your heart chakra. And now connecting with your lower dantian, that space between your belly button and your spine. Feel a flow of this sparkling light forming a column that goes around and around, up and down, and lighting up your entire body, filling yourself with love, pushing out all fears. And if you have any fears harboring around you or doubts, feel it coming out of your skin like smoke. Breathe in and out, feeling this lovely energy and feeling charged with pure love. And now you let it fill your body, expand beyond your skin, fill the room you're in, fill the house you're in, fill the country you're in, and now send it out to all parts of the world and expand it beyond the earth's atmosphere, surrounding the earth with this love, and letting this love grow in every sentient being out there, every cell, blessing it with love. And if any COVID particle should encounter this energy, they too will be converted to love and will be rendered benign and will not harm this human race. Breathe in and out. And now as we come back into our body, notice how good we feel. And I'll bring you back into your present space by counting to 3. 1, every part of your body feel peaceful and calm. 2, you feel a sense of joy knowing that you have the power to make change in yourself and in the world. And when you get to the 3rd number, you gently open your eyes, feeling good and positive, and you can't resist putting a big smile on your face. Number 3, gently open your eyes and smile.